today we're getting these taillight bezels all worked out. These right here are these hold the light sockets in, and a technique that a lot of people don't know is on these older cars, the lights in the back don't reflect all that well. So a technique I used, and these were in terrible condition. Here, let me come over here. Let me hold off on that for a second. But see this tub right here? Those jugs right there. That's white vinegar. And I have soaking in here those guys. Now those are the inner brackets that actually mount to the inside of the trunk and the entire bezel and everything. This kind of sandwiches it all together and holds it into the car. But these were completely rusty. And coming back over here, these guys were terrible. And I soaked these and brought them and resurrected them. They're just pot metal. And there were some bad pits in them and stuff, but I literally just painted the insides of those a glossy white. And it will aid in reflecting the lights better, and they'll be brighter. On these older cars, they just aren't all that, they're just not that bright. So all these little things like this are going to help. So got them sorted out and painted. Now let them dry. The original lenses were in good shape. I just cleaned them up. They're fine. So those are done. These are done. And now onto this. Now the bezels, just look at how terrible these are. And the outside was just crud. Rusty really bad. You can see they're cracked. They're all damaged. And good luck finding them. Well, I had some luck. I found some new old stock bezels. And man, was that a find. They weren't cheap, and this is just a pot metal chrome plated, and this black in here, these ridges, they hold all kinds of water, and since they're painted over the chrome, this flat black I think it is, and then the insides of them, they're just pitted and terrible. And you're never going to restore these. There's cracks in them, dents. Yeah, so they're on their way. Actually, I just got the tracking, so they should be here in a couple days. But all of this is just pitiful. And then it's the gaskets. Those are incredibly hard to find. And if you do find them, like this rubber gasket that goes all the way around the outside, it's all dry rotted and stuff. And I found them $85.99 for just this rubber gasket. Ridiculous. And then these guys right here, look at how terrible these are. So these need to be replaced, and these need to be replaced. So this goes in, and then this U-channel stuff fits and seals between this inside lip and this outside. And it's basically just a U-channel. Well, you need them to be a rubber foam of some kind that's going to be weather resistant. So what I did was I ordered some U-channel, and it's just one long, like it comes in like 5-foot sections or whatever. And I think it is a 20-foot section. So what I'll do is I'll start the new piece like right here, and then obviously it's cut. And then I'll work it around, and I'll use weather stripping to tack it in, hold it into place, and work my way around all the cracks and crevices and turns and roundnesses, and work it all the way around. And then when it comes to meeting them, I'll just use some weather stripping, and I'll glue them together right there. And I'll make sure that when I have it, it's at the top, and hardly any moisture will ever get up there. And then for these, I'm ordering what's called like a half round 3/8 inch rubber, and I'm just going to do the same process. I'll cut it, I'll start it, it comes in one long piece, and then I'll just wrap it around and tack it down as I go, and just be patient and rebuild the rubber gaskets in this way. Join them, weather strip it, and make sure it's also at the top. And you really don't ever see this one or this one once it's in the car, but it's there to keep water from getting in all this. So that's my little project right now, restoring my rear tail lights. So let's get all this kind of sorted out, and then we'll go ahead and get the rubbers installed and test fit them on the car. But this was weighing on me. I was like, when am I ever going to find these, if ever, right? So I did find them. But we got to start it with this process, soaking them, wire brush it by hand. And this is basically stripping it all back down to bare metal. And we'll be painting those semi-gloss will be what those are. Okay, we're back here on our taillights. First, we got these brackets. These came out nice. I did a satin black on them, restored these up. This is what was soaking in that. And all that got stripped off to bare metal. So we painted those. The other one's sitting over there, but they both look great. And then we got the bezels in. Now, left off with this rubber. Now, I had to have this rubber that fit in between this actual and the bezel, and it had a U-channel that went from this side into the inside the lens, and it had to basically fit over that. And then once this is on and these get bolted in, it sandwiches it together. And there's just a little bit of piece of the weather stripping where I tacked it. I'll leave it, but it's basically where the two met, where the two ends met. So got that, and then the other rubber that I needed to get goes inside this channel right here, and that's basically this stuff. Now I ordered half round, but they sent me round, so they made a mistake. But I think it's going to be a happy accident. I could yell at them, but what good is that going to do? But this basically fits right inside here, so that when you go to mount it into the car using that bracket right there, this squishes together and prevents it from damaging the finish on the car. A little bit of a weather strip gap. And I could put a bead of weather strip underneath this in the channel and then just glue this in basically. And again, where this meets those two, the two weather strip the corners or the ends together, and it'll be fine. You never even see it. So now the bezels themselves, they look nice. They're a much improvement over what I had. I've seen these go for a pair for new old stock mint condition, like showroom type stuff, for almost $1,000. It's ridiculous. It's just pot metal painted and chromed. I know, it's whatever. But these cars are rare, so I'm pleased with what I got for 180 bucks, and then some rubber things I had to buy. So I would say all told, I probably got maybe add another $100 with all the rubber stuff and having it shipped. I would guess that 280 bucks, under 300. Again, much improvement, but what are you going to do, right? We're restoring it as best we can with what we can find, and I'm happy with it ultimately. So there it is. We'll just set them aside. Wait for me to get that back panel all finished and painting. The Pontiac letters that actually go across the back panel, I need to find those. But we got paint work and stuff to do. So I'll be on the search for things as I'm doing, like always. But there it is.